Hi everyone, welcome back to Plant-Based Empire TV. This is the lovely Moniqua.
Hi.
I cannot wait to show you this amazing woman. She is just a bundle of sunlight. I'm being serious. You have so many things going for you. It is just, I feel good. I feel amazing knowing that I get to show the world what an amazing woman you are.
Well, thank you.
All right, so let's start this off. Moniqua, can you tell us a little more about yourself?
I am 27. I'll be 28 in October. Team Libra. I was born in Georgia. Both my parents were in the military, so we moved around a lot. I lived overseas. I lived all over Houston. I lived in Mississippi.
Wow.
So, yeah, a lot of moving. Graduated from the University of Houston with a bachelor in journalism. I am now, 5 years later, going to be a teacher. And I've been vegan almost 3 years. November will be 3 years.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
How does being vegan made you feel?
I feel like I'm a completely different person than I was, 3-4 years ago.
Okay.
Simply because I think more clearly now.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have like this really, really bad attitude, just be mad at everything for no reason. And now it's like I've calmed down since then. Being vegan, you cleanse your body of like all of these things, like dead animals, spirits, everything like that. It's like you just become a completely different person. You see things differently. You have a different perspective on life and people. So it's a huge change.
Okay. So basically, it's completely changed your life for the better.
Yes, it has. Now, I won't say that being vegan has been easy. I've lost a lot of friends. A lot of friends. Childhood friends. We no longer talk. I guess when people make changes that other people don't agree with, or they make changes to better themselves and other people, don't understand it, they kind of reject it. And so it kind of creates a lot of, animosity between people.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, I really don't care. I've lost friends since then because it's like, I'm growing as a person, and if you want to stay who you've always been, then we have no business being friends anyway.
That doesn't mean they were your friends in the first place.
That too. That too.
Wow. It's definitely a horrible feeling to know that someone that you, or even people that you've been close to, will honestly cut ties with you over something that shouldn't really matter.
Right. It's like, just because I choose to eat something different than you, why is that a problem? But I guess they see it as you feel like you're better than them. And I'm like, it's food. Like, why is that such a huge deal?
Probably because we come from a society where it's me, mine, I. So everything that everyone else does in their own head, they feel like it has something to do with them. So you literally can go out with the group and they all got mimosas. I know that's a weird analogy. And you got yourself, I don't know, what's those girly fruity drinks? Yeah, I don't drink alcohol, so I don't know.
I don't either. I stopped drinking like a year ago because it was like, why? What's the point?
There really isn't. I think that's the mindset of the society where if you're not doing what the collective is doing, you will be seen as not just an outsider, but possibly an enemy, and you don't need to be in that group. So it was definitely, yes, it was definitely a good thing that they showed themselves at that moment instead of you waiting years from later when you really needed someone and you had those fake people around you.
Right, but I mean, even since then, I've met, new friends, and even people who I met maybe 3 years ago, they don't see me different just because I'm vegan. They're not vegan, but they accept me for who I am. We go to restaurants to where I can, have vegan food, where there's vegan options. They always take that into consideration. Whereas these people I grew up with, they were like, no. Let's go here where they have no vegan options, and therefore I don't go.
That's so
And I'm looked at as a complainer.
Oh, you went vegan. I know we were talking about your new, I guess, turn in life, about you going to be an elementary school teacher. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes. I I guess when I went vegan, it was more so, okay, I just need to make a change in my life. I was having health problems. But about a year ago, um, my mom had been, talking about you need to teach, you need to teach, you need to teach. And I guess it never really crossed my mind. I was kind of closed off to it. But, it's kind of like when you become vegan, you like open yourself up to many different things, so like a bunch of possibilities. You become open minded. And so I started the Texas Teachers Program, which is an alternative certification program. So I didn't have to go back to school. And I realized that not all states have alternative certification programs to be teachers. So that was a great thing. And I was a substitute teacher for the past year, and I realized, I want my own classroom. Like, I want my own students, and to be able to teach, teach the way that I want to.
Okay, and that's something that you know you want to do with yourself.
Right. And I think I've always wanted to be a teacher, but not in, what capacity, like a certain, type of teacher.
Oh, okay.
Because I've always been told, oh, you're great with kids, you're great with kids. Growing up, I didn't like kids. I thought kids were the spawn of Satan. Like,
oh my God.
That's just, my honest opinion. And it's like now, I love kids. I think
Okay.
they're pretty awesome.
Oh, okay. Now, I know there's a bit of controversy when it comes to teachers, especially those who say they love children, but they don't want children themselves. What are your thoughts on
Right.
that?
Um, I think it was last year I read something online where, there's different types of mothers.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily women who give birth to children, but there's godmothers, there's aunts, there's teachers. You can be a mother in all kinds of capacities. You don't just have to be a mother in the aspect that you give birth to a child.
I never thought about it that way.
I didn't either until I read about that. I was like, wow, because I personally don't want children.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just didn't see that for my life, but I love being around children. I love teaching them, I love giving them, my love, everything that I have, for other children. Because, there's so many children in this world, 53 million children in this world who are orphans or living on the street. Yes.
Holy crap. That's sickening.
It is. And it's like, why, I feel like, why should I have children when there's children who need someone, when I can give them the love and support that they need?
Okay. Oh God, there's so many branches of thought that come with that, especially like raising a child that's not, biologically your own. What happens when they get older and they really do want to know where they came from?
Right.
Like how would you be able to, deal with that?
And with the kids who don't, have parents, it's like I feel like people should show them, all the love and support that they need, so that they don't feel like, okay, nobody loves me, nobody wants me, I don't have any parents, I was just put in this world for no reason, I'm just here existing. And that's kind of something that I, want to give to other kids. Especially black kids.
Yes.
Who grew up with, either one parent or no parent. They have their auntie, uncle, grandma, grandpa raising them. They don't have like that mother or father figure kind of love that they need, like all other kids do.
You're right. That's. I've seen that so many times, and I feel bad for ignoring it sometimes, because we all get in our head sometimes, and we all feel that, what, we're already dealing with our own crap. Is it really? Can I really put on someone else's emotional damage and try and fix their own while I'm still trying to fix mine? So women like you are a dime 10 billion. Because not a lot of, I've never talked to a woman that actually broke it down like that.
Yes, I don't really understand why I don't want children. And it's just like, you have to see it from a different perspective. Like, yeah, y'all had children, y'all wanted children. But I mean, like, if someone had told you while you were growing up that you didn't have to have children, would you? Or I told you another, I would have children, go to college, get married, have children, all this other stuff. You don't have to do all that. I mean, at that time, when our parents were growing up, that was what they were expected to do. But this is a different day and age. Like, we have options.
You're right. I wish I could tell that to my family without them going crazy. Oh, God. They're Caribbean, so we're expected to have big families,
Right.
Oh, God. Would you raise them as a vegan?
If I had children?
No, if you adopted or had to raise.
Yes, I would raise them, as vegan. Simply because I'm not putting my dollar towards, going to the grocery store buying meat. I can't even stand the smell of meat. And the thing about that is people, there's all forms of child abuse, whether it be physical, mental, or anything like that. But feeding children McDonald's and Burger King and all these dead animals, that's a form of child abuse as well.
It is child abuse.
And people don't think about that.
That is straight up child abuse. You are forcing your child to die a slow and painful death just because of your own willful ignorance. Not you, but
And that's like type 2 diabetes used to be something that people would get as adults, but now it's being seen more and more in children, younger and younger.
Shit.
And that's the problem.
That is a problem. I was literally, I think, 14 years old when I went to the doctor and they told me, look, you're capable of having type 2 diabetes. Your entire body is screaming at you that, look, you need to stop. I was eating those big 1 pound boxes of gummy bears? Yeah, I had about 3 of those a week.
Oh gosh, gummy bears used to be life.
Addiction upon addiction upon addiction.
Yes.
And then I only stopped eating them because, I came from a Christian home, and they told me, we don't eat pork, because I was a Seventh-day Adventist. We don't eat pork. We don't touch the swine. And I was like, oh, okay, we don't eat pepperoni. That's cool. And then I started to learn pork is almost in everything. Gummy bears, Pop-Tarts, all types of shit. And I'm like, corn muffin? Why the hell is pork in fucking corn muffin mix? The fuck is wrong with you people?
And the crazy thing is, with gummy bears, there are vegan versions. So it's if there's a vegan version of this, why is it that you feel the need to put animal products and all this other stuff when you don't have to?
Because people are, there's different aspects of it. One, people are evil. They know they can get this and still they can cut those corners and people will not care. You know, and then on the other part, it's just that they feel that they don't know any better. Willful ignorance. They see the ingredients like, oh my god, it's not that big of a deal. We're not educated, especially in our community. We're not educated when it comes to nutrition. We have had generation upon generation upon generation upon people who have been displaced and miseducated. How many times have I said that? About what we need to put in our bodies.
And I mean, that, I would say this was slavery. I mean, that was something worse that's serious. And a lot of people don't want to think about that, or they think that, that's controversial, but I mean, that's what it is. And
it is.
Get over it. That's why we eat the way we eat, because of slavery.
I know that you don't want children now, but what is your feelings on polygamy? I know the black community, especially people who are starting to get more woke and conscious, their biggest, I guess, roadblock right now is the men do want how the old African community did centuries and centuries ago, polygamy.
Right. I'm against polygamy, and that's just my own personal belief. But I mean, even today, people in Africa, I mean, there's some people who still practice that, but the majority don't.
Yes.
I am not for sharing my husband or myself with a bunch of other people. I mean, emotionally, I'm not stable enough for that. I think one man is enough. That's enough work within itself. So I'm just, I'm not into. I mean, for some people, they see it as a great, business deal where you have a bunch of different people together bringing all sorts of things to the table, and it's great. But that's what friends are for too. Like, you don't have to be in a relationship. You can build a business with these people. You don't have to all be, together and, in a polygamous relationship to have a business deal like that.
You're right. I'm not gonna lie. The last couple of years, going into the community, the whole conscious wave and learning more about my culture, for quite a few months, I thought, yeah, polygamy sounds awesome as a guy. And then I started listening to my mother and my sister, and I started getting their perspective and other women's, and I was like, wait a minute, maybe I really just want this because I want a quick nut.
Right.
And I was like, all right, this is kind of disrespectful. Because I understand.
That's really what it is. I mean, during that time, where you have African king and queens having multiple suitors, I mean, that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think people are looking into the aspect of it that it was just really about sex and having power.
Yeah. And even then, I go from another way. What happens with those children? Yes, you may be able to provide for them, but what happens when you die? We already know that, even from those stories, if you had a more favorite, it would create chaos in the family. Because now you're wondering what's going to happen to the other wives, what's going to happen to their children. Is everything going to be split? And there's just so many aspects of it. Like, I'm wondering what happens, especially in this day and age, where there's already a lot of us. We do make up the majority of the human population, even though we're not taught that.
Right.
What's going to happen?
I mean, even today you have black men and black women who have a bunch of children from a lot of different people, and it's like, what's the purpose? When these children get older, you can barely afford to, feed them. But what happens when they get older? A lot of these kids, and I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them make up a lot of those who are in the jail system.
Yeah.
They grow up and become criminals. And then you do have the few that do, make something of themselves, but the majority stay in the hood.
No, you're completely right, and that's just systematic racism in the first place. But because I have seen where polygamy has actually not been a bad thing, I have very few, unfortunately, where the father is present in all of the children's lives, and they actually do seem to be very stable.
Right.
But at the same time, those people they're very well off. They're able to make sure the children are all well fed. They're able to make sure that their wives are happy. No, not one of them is in a position where they feel like one wife is above the other.
Right. Except for those are, special cases.
Very special.
But I mean, for the majority, it's not like that.
It isn't. That's what's good. That's dangerous. I remember watching that. What's her face? Ayana Fix My Life.
Uh-huh.
And that one dude had like how many children? Like dozens. And I'm like, he was proud of the fact that he was not taking care of any of his children. And this is something that we unfortunately do see. That's dangerous to me.
It is very sickening when you sleep with all these women and you have all these children and you don't want to take care of your responsibilities. That's just saying, that's like going up to someone and killing them and be like, oh, I didn't kill them.
But we see that a lot. Police brutality. It's on camera. Well, right. There's no proof that he actually shot.
Right. There's no proof that these are actually his kids.
Okay, and then the first things out of the mouth is, okay, she's a whore, she just wanted, the D, and I'm like...
You gave it to her.
Clearly.
Like, you can't just, be like, oh, she just took it from me, that she just wanted this. You participated in it too. It's
a two freaking party, procedure. Okay, that doesn't sound right. It takes two to do this thing, or sometimes more. But you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
I don't understand. Well, I mean, I do understand. It also comes from the women in general. I understand in this particular society, black men who look a certain way are more desirable to a lot of the women in our community. So you will see good men.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll see good-looking men.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think that most of our women, at least by social media standards, those who are actually presented in the media, who do they go for? They go for the yeah.
The bad boy. I mean, that's in my experience, and that's how I was growing up. It was always like the bad boy that was more attractive than, the guy who was making straight A's, who had a future, who had a good head on his shoulders. And I think most women, as they grow older, they see that that's not, going to be a sustainable relationship. Like, this man is probably never going to marry you. Even if he had children with you, he probably wouldn't take care of them. But as you get older, you kind of see, what it really is. It's just the image.
But that's the problem in and of itself. We don't want to recognize it's only when we get older.
Mm-hmm.
The older group is not teaching the younger group that this is what's going on. That kid that's the popular one, that kid who is selling stuff that he shouldn't be selling, that kid who's gangbanging, that kid who doesn't want an education. I mean, because I understand fully well a high school or college degree is not going to get you anywhere in this country unless you actually have the ambition and know-how to apply that knowledge to actually making it, you know? But at the same time, everything that we see today shows us that the bad boy, the thug, anything that you know is not right for you as an older woman or as an older man is being showed to our younger ones. What are we expecting? So that's why I try my best to play and practice group economics and showing things, at least showing people who are successful, who are of a positive mindset, and they are doing great things. And they're not doing fucked up shit. Why are they not more popular? I understand why they're not popular, but I want to put a stop to that.
And that's kind of, you know, why I wanted to be a teacher. That plays into my too, because it's like, especially a teacher of younger kids who instill in them, you know, young black boys, y'all are smart. There's nothing wrong with y'all. You know, in a predominantly white school, they want to diagnose the black boys with ADHD and all these other
that shit doesn't even fucking exist.
Disorders, and that's not what it is. First of all, as a teacher, as a white teacher, you don't look like them, so you can't relate to them and they can't relate to you. And that's a serious issue. And for me as a teacher, like, I look like their mother. So I can, you know, along with their parents, instill in them that you are smart. Don't ever let anyone tell you any different. Don't let anyone try to diagnose you with some kind of disorder or illness, because that's not what it is. And for the girls, like, I want to instill in them as well, you know, don't always go for the guy who has the most money, or, because it may not even be legal. You know, I want to build in them, you know, self-esteem, like, you're worth so much more than what you think you are.
I'm going to actively look for people who are like you, doing just that. This needs to be seen. I want to keep promoting people who are making themselves, just like I said earlier, a complete ball of light that shines so brightly. Like, oh my god, women like you make things so much better, and you're not getting the promotion that you need.
Right.
I have to completely reface everything that I'm doing. So I'm being serious. Like, I really want to make sure that I'm not just feeding into the bullshit. Oh my god. And I feel like I've been doing that lately.
And there are a lot of people like me out there. It's just that, you know, they're not as, I don't say as active, but they're not as easy to find.
That's true. A lot of them don't even have social media accounts because they don't play that foolishness. A lot of them are not, what's the word? They're not as marketable in this world where, you know, half naked, you know, let me show my areola, all types of foolishness, types of individuals out there that will, in a heartbeat, share that, but you won't care about the woman that's going into her community teaching for free how to grow your own garden, how to, you know, make your own clothing, how to teach the young ones arithmetic, algebra, which I hate, but I know it's important.
I hate it too.
And like you, who is an author, you know, your books are not even being promoted in our own community, but you have people like 50 Shades of Grey getting national acclaim. That shit is demonic.
And
Holy
for it to be
crap.
so popular here for someone who's not even from the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that, kills me, that, all these people from different countries get so much popularity and fame here. But I mean, the people who live here, I mean, yeah, they have a popularity and fame, but they're messed up in the head because Hollywood has them messed up. Whereas these people from different countries are not a part of Hollywood.
You're right. You're right. Their ethics, their morals, their upbringing is so much different. Their sense of community is so much stronger. When they stop going to Hollywood, they can go back to their families and be good.
Right.
We come back, we are 100% fucked up. We are
broke.
Not just broke, but on so many different government help, and then we go back to the bottle, and then it just trickles down to the family, and like, holy crap.
Right.
And it's like, I know I'm one person, but as a community, I want us all to be able to spread this knowledge. You don't
pick one person.
Yeah, but that one person needs to be able to have his voice heard. That's a lot of people.
That is true.
A lot of people tend to forget that. Yes, one person can change the world only if people are actually paying attention to what he says, what he or she says.
But when you have all these distractions that are going on, with television for starters, like, I literally watch television 1 to 2 hours a week. And sometimes I don't even watch television. You have that. You have all these reality shows. You have, everything that's going on in the news as far as, Black people being killed. You have so many distractions that it's hard for people who are actually really genuinely trying to make a difference to be heard when everyone else is listening to this, that, and the other.
Yep. You get completely drowned out. And I know that. That's why I sometimes, even though I don't always want to, I sometimes put in things that are funny, things that are sometimes has nothing to do with what I'm promoting, but it draws people back in. So like, okay, I got you to laugh. Here's something else that makes it think.
And see, that's why I don't just, limit myself to talking about just one subject. I kind of talk about everything that has to do with Black people.
Yes.
So it's not, because originally my page, was all about veganism, in the Black community. But then I realized there's all these other issues that are going on as well. And I feel like if more Black people were vegan, we wouldn't have so many issues as we do.
Of course not. Everything starts from here.
As many issues as we do.
Hell yeah. I made a post months ago. People are having beef in the streets because there's none at home in the fridge. I wanted to, switch it up so people have. I wanted to make it vegan friendly. I know how to do it, but I'll do it another time. But that's actually true. People don't understand that us in the Black community, we do certain things because we feel that there's no alternative. We're not being hired. We cannot feed our families. So you get people from every other community doing their utmost to go in there and say, okay, we see that they're fucked up. Let's capitalize off of it. We don't have cocaine farms. Where the fuck are we getting it from? We don't have gun manufacturers. Where the fuck are we getting it from? We sure as flying fuck don't have any wheat farms. Where the fuck are we getting it from?
But we're seen as the creators of all of these things. Yeah, and it's just not true. And so, I feel like if there were more gardens, if there were more organic food stores within the Black community, there would be a huge shift. But since a lot of Black people are limited to, having a liquor store on the corner, having a, grocery store that has food that's like days old, You know, it's like, what do you expect from them? They're angry because that's what they're subjected to.